So those of you who are just joining us, if you want to go ahead and answer a couple of questions for us in the chat while we're just going to wait about a couple of minutes here as people trickle in, but we'd love to know what organization do you work for and who are you trying to reach through that organization? So are you a nonprofit who's trying to reach donors? Are you a for-profit who's trying to reach customers? Are you a nonprofit who wants to reach the community that you serve? Or are you trying to reach more volunteers? We'd just love to get a sense of who you are and what you're looking to do. Nice to see you, Suzanne. Thank you very much. Alex, good to see you as well. And hi, Lauren, glad you could join us for a little while. I know you might have to pop out early. Thank you, Stephanie. This looks like a very cool organization. Stephanie, we should actually connect you to one of our clients who also works with cancer survivors. Oh, Stephanie, I don't know if you are Stephanie. Are you? Yeah, it's Dan. Hi, Dan. Oh, the Boulder Potters Guild. That's so cool, Michelle. I've been wanting to check them out. I used to do pottery. All right, so welcome everybody. As everyone is joining, feel free to go ahead and throw in the chat answers to these questions. Adam, it's good to see you. Rebecca, welcome. Thank you everyone for coming. It is with great pleasure that I get to introduce our speaker today, Michelle Shen. I won't say too much about her. She's gonna tell us about herself, but she is a member of the team here at the Purpose Collective, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy her presentation today. So Michelle, feel free to take it away.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining today. This is just an introduction on me. I go by she, her pronouns. My name is Michelle. I'm a Chinese American. I was sharing with another Michelle on the call earlier. I am a former East Coaster, but newly relocated to Austin, Texas. So this is the warmest winter of my life. In my career, I've worked in both the public and private sectors. I have a passion for digital marketing and really just getting a brand's story out in the world. I love seeing what everyone shared in the chat in terms of like who you're trying to reach. It seems like some of you are trying to find volunteers, trying to make impactful sales throughout the year to support your fundraising efforts or your 2022 goals. So I love hearing that because this is exactly what we're going to try to do. This photo of me, I like because I kind of look like the emoji icon. It's in the Blue Ridge Parkway. So again, I'm an East Coaster. This was a few summers ago. And yeah, we'll get started on the topic today, boosting your reach this year. 3 simple advertisements that you'll want to start running with Google Ads. For me, this started almost as like an idea for nonprofits. I'm a firm believer in taking advantage of the benefits that are available to you. Before you start dipping into your budget, use those free advertisement dollars. And the more we thought about this, the more we realized that these 3 simple advertisements are really great for anyone, for-profit companies as well. Thank you for joining us today. We'll go through the 3 ads that we recommend and also just immediately how you can get started, how you can create your account so that you leave this webinar ready to go. If you have any questions during, please jot down those questions. We're going to answer some questions at the end, and Patty and I will also be available for probably like 15, 20 minutes after to just continue answering any additional if there are. We're going to start with a breakout room exercise. So shortly, we're going to separate everyone into like groups of 3 or 4. But I'd love to just get folks sharing what is the free or discounted advertising tool that has worked well for your organization. For us at the Purpose Collective, we love referrals. We love when people share what we do in digital marketing, and we've had clients come in that way, or like a newsletter shout out about our organization that has worked incredibly well and has just brought some attention to our work. So would love for everyone to break out and maybe think about kind of what that free or discounted advertising tool was for your organization. It's probably no surprise at this point that my answer to this is Google Ads. Yeah, if anyone has any have any ideas that worked well for your organization, please share. Word of mouth, that referral piece. Pitching the podcast, that's really interesting. You can work with podcast content in plenty of ways. You can post on social, on your website, shout outs on social media. You get the idea that there are plenty of ways to do this. For Google Ads, for nonprofits, it's really free. It's no cost to you, literally no credit card is required. And Google will give you $10,000 per month in search advertisements. I'll go over in a second what that means, but truly, it is just a gift from Google. You do first need to check for eligibility. So in the US, you need to be a 501c3 organization, agree to Google's nonprofit terms. Many are using this already if you use Gmail or G Suite. And the third step that you need to do is get verified as a nonprofit by TechSoup. Google partners with TechSoup in order to provide these grants and the eligibility portion of it. For companies, there's also a deal for you. Google's offering a deal right now where if you spend $500 in ads, they will gift you a $500 credit as well. This is available for all new Google advertisers. So if you're just starting up, trying to figure this out, this is a great thing to take advantage of right now and to see if Google Ads is a service that you want to add to reaching new audiences. Okay, and the final step of what you need, hopefully everyone has it already, but a website. So Google is bridging, basically, someone searching for a service with your website through Google searches. You do need a website with a lot of information. Hopefully it's well thought out. There's compelling information there. There's a strong call to action or functional buttons. The user journey makes sense. They feel educated and informed while they're on your website. So just keep this in mind. A good functioning website is important. So I mentioned Google search ads, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. So when you type into Google search bar, whatever you're typing, the next page of results. So I circled in red all of these ad features, but this is basically the first set of results that you're going to see. Before anything else, these are Google search ads. It's basically space dedicated to advertisers. And whoever has the highest bid or the best search terms that they're using, they get higher up. So that's what we're going to talk about, how to get this prime placement for your organization so that you're featured on the first page and you're reaching the folks you want to. Google does offer other types of ads. We're not going to get into as much of these today. Display, video, shopping, app, smart, local, discovery. There's a lot of them that Google offers in all different facets of where they are, YouTube, image searches, things like that. Today, we're just going to focus on search ads. And there's two main reasons for this. One, they have a higher click-through rate. So they actually perform really well compared to other types of Google ads. Folks are going to click on this because you're working with a warm audience. I'm going to describe that a little bit more in this next slide. But your audience is primed up already because they're searching for what you have to offer. We talked about reach at the very beginning. Thank you everyone for sharing kind of the audiences that you're trying to reach. Some great reasons to use Google Ads for increasing reach. Google has 5 billion searches per day. So you have that ability to get in front of anyone in the world. We often say like, oh, let's Google it to find out more information, and it's just a way of life. You're able to segment your audience. So you can get really specific here in who you want to reach. You can tell Google who they are. So like age, where they live, gender, information about them, what their habits are, what their interests are, if they like traveling, if they like gardening, if they like to support nonprofit organizations and are charitable, all of those things, what they're actively researching or planning. You kind of get the idea here that you can get really specific with who you want to engage with. And then finally, I mentioned warm audience earlier, and this is really this third piece, individuals searching with intent. I know when I'm Googling best pizza spots in New York City, it's because I want to get pizza. It's not just to know. It's with like this intention of taking action. So all three of these reasons this is why you have this advantageous reach with Google. Okay. And this is the anatomy of a Google search ad. So this is what we're going to create. There's so much information here. I don't know about everyone else, but I feel very, very overwhelmed with just how much information I can put into an ad. So I decided, thank you, Six Marketing, for providing this wonderful infographic, but we're just going to cut out a lot of the pieces, and we're going to focus on just 3 elements that are important for every advertisement on Google. It's the headline. So these 3 main short snips up top that are high level, very broad. This display URL, so the website that someone's going to. And finally, the ad description. So in lighter gray, a description of what you do, an idea of where someone's going to go. And while you can have all of those other pieces that were in the anatomy of a Google ad, you don't need to include all of it. It's not going to make your ad perform better if you include a phone number, but you don't really have anyone on your customer service team that's answering the phone and giving someone a wonderful journey. Use as much as you want here, and use only the pieces that feel relevant. In a little bit, I'm going to go through some examples so you can get an idea of what works for different organizations and what pieces you can try out for your organization. Okay, so you can go ahead and get started. The big reveal. These are the 3 ads that you should definitely have set up. The first one is raise awareness for your brand. So it is all about your work, super broad, what you do. The second one is take action. So you want to inspire someone to take action. You want them to feel empowered, like they're able to do something to support your work and kind of the world at large. And the third one is about your program or service. This is an opportunity to get really specific. Google calls these ads campaigns. So I'm going to use the terminology campaign moving forward, but just know that that's a Google term. And once you're in the dashboard, that's what you'll be seeing often. And that's why I'm using the terminology. Okay. And so we'll begin with the first one, raising awareness for your brand. Describe your organization and the work at the absolute highest level. So some examples that I gave here of my recent searches, activities to do in Austin, Texas, shared with everyone that I'm new to the area, so I don't really know what to do or what places to check out. Where to donate blood, I haven't really figured out my routine yet, but I'm looking for a center that's safe and where I can go on a monthly basis or something. Personalized engagement gifts. A lot of my friends are getting engaged or married or having kids, and I need gifts to send them. So this was my search. And then local nonprofits to volunteer. I feel like it's hard to make friends as an adult sometimes, so this seems like a good, appropriate way to make some new friends in my new community. So I'm looking for organizations nearby. You'll notice that these are really short phrases. This is how I tend to Google, and everyone has a different way of Googling things. Some folks type out, where do I go to donate my blood in full sentences? I just use shorthand. So think about those keywords that you want to use, those search terms that someone would be using in Google, centered around who, what, when, where, why, those really broad questions. And you'll notice here, I don't include any names of organizations. So you really don't need to include the name of your organization company here. Someone who's trying to just become more informed about what's available out there will not know to Google your organization, and that's who you want to connect with. So I'm going to go through some examples, and then we'll have a few minutes for questions too. But best dog rescue. I have a dog and I rescued him, so this is going to be one of our examples. Emotional headline in this first ad: dog's chance for a better life. I want to do that. Playful call out: every dog, every day, let them play to live. These are really cute little short sound bites that are just easy to read and easy to digest. This makes me feel super positive. Second one, it's a localized ad: Texas Pet Rescue, adopt, don't shop. Again, super emotional, super catchy. This one's localized to me. As I mentioned earlier, you can segment your audience. So this one is for someone in Texas. We have snippets at the bottom here. Types: dogs, cats. So if I was interested in cats also, or just looking to, have more animals in my household, here's a great way to know what they offer. Easy to use site links at the bottom. Again, this is another part of the anatomy, but I can basically go wherever I want on their website. I can contact them to get the process started. I can learn about adoptions, their partners. I have a feeling they kind of just pulled their navigation bar on their website, but it's super easy for me to go wherever I want just from this ad. Okay, another example here: international health organizations. Again, raising awareness for your brand. Clear headlines: Health and Wellness Project, International Health Organization. Literally the same thing that I Google searched. Not the name of the organization though. They don't want or need to share Go Forefront as the name of what their work, who they are. They just need to tell you what they do. Clear description: we host community sessions, and so on. For this next one, they have a call extension. So they have a toll-free number you can contact, get in touch with them immediately. I have a feeling they have a great experience. As soon as you call, they'll probably welcome you into their community. You really only want to include a call extension if that's the case. And then here they have unique site links. You can learn about them, read their stories, or you can get more involved in some of their work, international refugee aid, and learn more about that. And then the last example that I have is meal subscription services. So I did a Google search for top meal subscription services. Very informative URL here, deliveryrank.com. I have a feeling this is a blog type resource that's going to help me understand all of the different options out there. Wide ranging call outs: natural and fresh, if that's what you care about. Beyond Meat, which is a plant-based meat or faux meat product, that's featured here. Weekly meal plans for someone who wants the convenience of that Black Friday offer. This is a little bit dated and they probably need to update this, but all different types of flashy messages to catch someone's attention. And then I thought this was kind of cool. You can also put in an image extension. So if your organization has really powerful images that you want to include with your ad, close-up of people smiling, food in this case, that could do really well in these ads also. There were so many food delivery ads that I ended up adding a second page. I love this top one because it's time sensitive. 10 best meal kit services in 2022 for February specifically. So if I've tried something in the past and I want to see something else, this might appeal to me. And then finally, kind of the fourth ad that came up, that was an actual meal delivery service, HelloFresh. So I found that surprising. The point here is you don't have to be an actual meal delivery service to even be one of the first few ads that you see. It's just a matter of how you're setting up these Google ads and how you're attracting different folks with their Google searches. All right, so we're going to get into another breakout exercise. Basically, we're going to set some time to think about the search terms that you want to show up for your organization. I mentioned dog rescue earlier, and here are some ideas of what I would put if I were creating search terms for a dog rescue. Adopt a dog, animal rescue near me, dog pound, puppies for adoption, rehome a dog, all different ways of saying possibly what I am doing. I am an adoption center for dogs. So I'd love to spend kind of the first 4 minutes for everyone to brainstorm what you feel the top search terms are for your organization. So make a list of what someone would search in Google to get to you. And then we'll spend the 4 minutes after connecting with one another. We'll do kind of one-on-one groups and sharing what we came up with. Okay, welcome back, everyone. And congratulations, you just created your organization's keywords, which is Google's term for what you're searching. It's your way of connecting with the folks that you're trying to reach. So well done, you just finished step one. If you really liked that process and you are just excited by finding out more keywords that would work for your organization, check out wordstream.com/keywords. It is a great resource where you can type in a short phrase and they'll give you other suggestions. They'll let you know how often that word is searched in Google and Bing, actually, how much competition there is around it. There's just a lot of information and it'll help you kind of put together a more robust list. So check that out. And we'll move on to the second campaign that you'll want to create. And this one is Take Action Now. I saw a bunch of folks in the chat mention that they're interested in reaching more volunteers, getting more donations. Those are some great options for nonprofits signing up for our mailing list. Actually, probably great for a for-profit organization as well, signing up for a mailing list, attending an event, making a purchase, signing up for a free trial, whatever you have to offer. Think about what those things are because we're going to incorporate them into your ads. I'm going to go into some examples again. We'll go through them fairly quickly, but this is just to see what other folks are doing out there. You're going to see the word action-oriented a lot because take action, that's what these are focused on. Save a homeless pet in that header. It sounds really compelling. You have a lot of agency as an individual to do something and feel empowered to, by being on this website, you have the ability to make that change. The second one, help dogs in need also. And then they have these action-oriented site links. So events, donate, you have plenty of options to pick from here. For global healthcare charities, these are some great examples of what folks are encouraging you, organizations are encouraging you to do. Help those affected by disease, action-oriented headline. The second one, we love how they use you-focused language. So your donation will help the most vulnerable during this time. Use that really emotional language in your description. It feels really compelling as someone who's browsing, feeling like I'm a part of this. And then again, action-oriented site links, all of these, I think. Please donate, help stop COVID, start a monthly gift, join our email list, give once. You have plenty of options here. It might be honestly overwhelming, but anything you click will basically support them in one of the actions that they wanted you to take. And then again, meal delivery service. Here I typed in healthy meal subscription options. Action-oriented headlines. The second one, they actually have a gift in the headline, 16 free meals and 3 gifts. If you can find a way to share something from your organization that's a gift to someone, that's really compelling for me to click on. Like no strings attached for me. I can get something for free. Time-sensitive description here also. Limited time only. Who knows if that's true? Maybe they'd have this ad running all the time, but I feel like the clock is ticking and I need to sign up for this right now. Who knows if I'm ever going to encounter another great deal like this. This is also kind of a cool feature. I don't know if it's relevant for every organization, but having a seller rating, a 4.9 is pretty good. As like a constant Googler of restaurants and Yelp, fanatic, seeing a 4.9 and more than 2,000 reviews, like that means something. If you have this type of information, like definitely worth including. And then the third ad, the final campaign that you're going to create in Google is about your program or service. This one is specifically designed to feature your strongest program, service, whatever it is, whatever offering you have, to the audience that you want to attract. You want to feature a web page on your site that has specific information about this program. You want to be as specific as possible. I know the first ad we talked about being as broad as possible. This one, you want to highlight that unique theme or topic, whatever it is that you feature, and how you're unique in that way. So breaking it down, a dog rescue, that might look like rescue a pit bull, a specific type of breed, small dog adoption, folks that really live in apartments or something and don't want a large dog, no kill shelters. So someone that does, a shelter that doesn't participate in killing dogs that have been there for a long time, bonded pair rescue dogs. I don't know if there's a shelter out here that does this, but it'd be really cool if you could adopt 2 dogs at once that were already friends, and brought in your household count that way. So again, these are really, really specific to your program and are meant to highlight whatever you're doing. Some examples of this. So my dog is a hurricane rescue. So I was interested in hurricane animal shelters, and this one popped up from ASPCA, disaster response. This is emotionally appealing to me. It is cool to see that they are doing something in this space, and it's something that I'd like to support, knowing that my dog came from a similar situation. COVID international charities, a very timely event right now, now that we're still in the pandemic, but it is really great to see that folks have their URL designed as coronavirus. You're seeing it there, you're seeing it in the headline, and you're seeing it in their description as well. It is very clear to me that if I click this link, I'm going to learn more about what Doctors Without Borders is doing on the front of fighting this pandemic or providing aid where needed. And then third, vegetarian meal service. So now I want to drill into only services that offer plant-based meals or vegetarian meals. Up in this first one, you see irresistible plant-based meals. So a strong keyword header. So we talked about keywords earlier. Someone who does vegetarian services, they might think, oh, plant-based is a great keyword for my organization as well. You have relevant site links here. So someone can look at the menu or how it works. They're becoming informed. Super easy to click and understand what both of those links will do. And same with this bottom, include vegetarian in the URL and also in the headline. It is very clear that that's what I will be seeing if I click this link. Okay. And those are the 3 ads. That's it. Those are the 3 campaigns that you want to create in Google. And if you want to get started, just head over to ads.google.com. I'm going to walk you through like the exact steps that you'll see. Nonprofits, remember that you need to check your eligibility first. You do not want to create a Google account because they're going to ask you for your billing information and you don't want to provide that. It is like really no credit card needed. You just need to make sure that you're eligible. We'll send instructions in an email so that you can just click and get started. But if you're going to head over to ads.google.com, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this pop up, get started, start now. That's going to be the button that they want you to press. You're going to create a new Google Ads account. So it'll use your Gmail account, your Google Suite account, and create a new Google Ads account for you. And they're going to walk you through a series of steps. For the majority of folks, it's going to be getting more website traffic. So we'll go ahead and click that. If you're interested in one of the other options, this starts dipping into the other types of ads that Google offers. But for now, we'll do website as our main form of reach. Super simple. What is your business name? So we would type in The Purpose Collective. where's your website? Again, you need a website. So we would type in thepurposecollective.com. And this is when it starts getting interesting. It's time to write your ad. So Google did this for me. They scraped our website and put together an ad before I even had to type anything in. And it's not correct. This is why you need to do your homework and do keywords and everything. We're not a nonprofit organization. We are not only focused on US-based charities, or we're not a US-based charity. Digital marketing is correct, but then even the sentences down here, they don't make sense. And it's because Google's just like pulling words from our website, and they're trying their best, but we need to edit this. So I put together something really quick. We're a digital marketing agency. We are supporting purpose-driven organizations. We want them to tell their story. There's a description here. We're here to help you create a more informed community of loyal supporters, connect with an audience who's eager to support your cause. That is what we do. I also put a dummy phone number in here, but for us, we probably wouldn't do this. If you have a great, again, customer service line by phone, include it, but if not, don't. And I left this intentionally. If you see here, it's highlighted in red. Google will let you know when you go over their character count. You need to fix this because, well, one, it won't let you proceed to the next step, but also it cuts off supporting purpose-driven organizations. You don't want your ad to show this. It would reflect on desktop and mobile. You want to shorten it just enough. So I shortened this to purpose-driven orgs. Enough organizations are going to be able to understand that and put it together. And then Google will let you move on to the next step, which is to add keywords. This is where all of your work will get added into your ad. You can add all of your keywords here. They're going to suggest a bunch already. And again, this is pulled from our website. As wonderful as it would be working with only animal nonprofit organizations, there are other things that we do. So we would probably add in here digital marketing or marketing for nonprofits as some of our keywords. So think about what you've discussed with your partner earlier, and those are the keywords that you want to include. Up next, I mentioned segmentation. So Google is going to give you a very light version of this. They'll allow you to segment by location right off the bat in just your setup process. If you're US based, select the US. If you are in major cities, type in those zip codes or those city names. This is a way to make sure that your ads are attracting the right folks. If you're trying to collect volunteers in Chicago and you're putting ads up across the country, it's not a very great use of your money, to be honest. You want to just hyper localize that just to Chicago so the right folks are seeing your ads. And then the final page you're going to see is setting a budget. Again, this is the simple setup process. So Google will recommend 3 different budget options. And the way these are set up is to maximize clicks. So Google wants to get as many people clicking your ad as possible, and you will never spend more than the budgeted monthly amount that they're offering here. They give you an estimated number of people that will click your ads, and that's just a guide of what you can expect for the month. We recommend dedicating $100 to your ad spend just to get some action going and to see some reach and to get that click-through going. But yeah, one of their preset amounts here just maximizes, again, the number of people that are clicking to your website. For nonprofit organizations, this is going to be a little bit different. Because you're given that $10,000 per month, you want to spend $329 per day because you want to max out that money. You want to spend as much of it as you can. So you're going to set your budget for $329 a day. Okay. And that's it. That's all you need to set up your campaign. As you build more, you'll be in the Google Ads dashboard, and you're able to create more campaigns by clicking new campaign and just going through that same process of adding headlines, keywords, the URL you want to direct folks to. But it's really as simple as that, and just that startup process will get your first ads running. All right. So that's about it. Your follow-up things to work on. decide which campaigns you want to run. Again, those are the 3 that we talked about: raising awareness for your brand. You already did the exercise for it. You already walked through what keywords you want to use. Take action now. Think about the different action items that you want someone to take that'll support your organization and how you can feature that. And then third, about your program or service, something really specific that is just like the best kept secret about your organization, and being able to share that with the world. That's what you want to focus about in this 3rd campaign. And use your keywords as inspiration as you create those headlines and descriptions. Again, for me, it's really helpful thinking about what someone not knee deep in our organization, or for nonprofits like knee deep in the work, would be thinking about if they were to do a random Google search and to like stumble upon your organization. So keep it high level and think about what they would be searching. I'll take this opportunity to say, if this feels really overwhelming, we're here to help. We've chipped the tip of the iceberg here, and it's enough to get started pretty much immediately. But we can also offer a lot of support with like account setup and registration, just getting through all of that initial eligibility criteria and things like that. Ad strategies, so helping you select some of the best programmatic or take action features that you want to use. Researching some of those other keywords. We can build out those campaigns and ads for you, provide you with reporting, training your team so you can ongoing, correct and optimize, especially if you add new programs. I think back to that COVID related ad, like they probably added that at some point when they really developed a great COVID campaign and a great COVID webpage. That's something that you can learn to build a new campaign for, and to just continue building upon what you have. At this point, are there any questions that we can answer for you? I know we had a lot of content here, and we're happy to answer anything, and also stay on for more questions if we go past what I have here, 4 o'clock Central Time. But yeah, happy to talk through anything. Put up some other slides. If you want to connect via LinkedIn, I would love to stay connected. Follow us on social media. All of that is available. And if you want to talk one-on-one, we also offer free office hours. So it's 60 minutes of anything you want to talk about, whether it's Google Ads or like any digital marketing effort. So your emails, your social media, your website, anything that you have thoughts, questions, concerns about. These are really like the highlight of our days. So feel free to sign up. We're happy to talk through any of that.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm seeing lots of happy gratitude posts in the chat. Lots of people who felt like this is very helpful. Please feel free to put a question in the chat or interrupt me and ask a question. I just want to say I have always thought that Google Ads was a very confusing platform until Michelle broke it down for me. So thank you, Michelle, for making something confusing feel a lot more approachable. I hope that's how all of you felt today as well. I also want to say that this free office hours, this is for any purpose-driven organization. So that might be yours. That might also be an organization that you're associated with. If you're another consultant, it might be an organization that you work with. Please feel free to share office hours widely with anyone. Feel free to sign up yourself. Like Michelle said, it's a great opportunity for us to talk through some Google Ads questions. If you go and try this yourself over the next couple of weeks and you run into some issues, we're happy to troubleshoot with you. Or also a lot of organizations just sign up and say, give us feedback on our website and our social media, go. And that's always a possibility too.